Welcome back, folks. Today we're reloading some 38 Special here on the Dillon. And if you remember a while back at one of our range trips, I found this whole damn thing in the garbage. And I figured, let's keep these as a set. And I'm going to reload these together every single time until they just completely fail. So we've got 50 pieces of once fired Federal 38 Special from the factory. And I'm going to turn them into twice fired and then 3 times fired, and then we're just going to run them into the dirt until they don't run no more. We'll see if they end up splitting first, or if the primer pockets go out, or what happens. But today we're going to be using Accurate number 2 and Fiocchi small pistol primers. Our bullets here, this is the Lee 358-158RF, and these are about 161 grains with my alloy. We are size to 358. So we're loading up some 38 Special here with Accurate number 2, and I've never used this before. Holy moly, these are some very fine little spears. Very fine powder. It's almost like friggin', I don't know, you say it's like sand, but they all seem like sand. This is like dusty sand, you know? Very fine powder, super low charges. It'd be very economical and a very pleasant load here. So here's a look at our dummy round here. Seated right up into that crimp groove, and a nice little healthy roll crimp started there. All right, let's go ahead and get started here. I'm not going to worry about sizing or any of that fun stuff, because they should all be pretty much the same, because it was the same exact brass. That first one primed perfectly, felt very nice. Didn't take excessive force, nor was it excessively loose, so that's good to know that the factory load wasn't pissing hot or nothing. Very nice. On to stage 2, where that one's going to get powder. And now we can add a second case at the same time. Full stroke up and make sure the powder has time to dump into the case. Push forward to prime again. That one feels just as nice. We'll check our case fill real quick. So there's a look at our case fill. It is way down in there. I was measuring this and getting it set up on the powder thrower, and you can actually triple throw this before it gets to where the base of the bullet is. So be very careful with these small powder charges with these ultra fast pistol powders here. Okay, so this series here, we're going to be documenting the life of this brass here. And we're not going to be loading it up the same every time. I'll pick different loads, but all 50 shots are going to be the same each time, but I'll pick a different bullet and a different powder, probably a different primer eventually. But we'll just try and run these until they don't run no more. Should be a pretty fun experiment. It's hard to keep track, once everything gets mixed into a big bulk pile or whatever. And then you just do it as mixed brass at that point. It's hard to keep track how many firings each piece might have, or how long a piece might last before it goes out, or if you notice a certain head stamp getting weaker in the primer pockets, you would know that that whole batch of those might be needed to get sorted out. So we're going to try and run all 50 of these together every single time I go to the range. And I'll reload them in between those sessions. And heck, we'll see if we can get 5, 6, 18, 36 firings out of them, I'm not doing any case prep on this first round here, as you can tell. This is right out of the box from the range there. And I don't know if I'm going to be doing any brass prep at all through the whole series. What do you guys think? After this firing, should I uniform them all and trim them all at least? Uniform the primer pockets, scrape all the gunk out, all that stuff? Or should I never tumble them, leave them dirty? Pretty much just load them up as they are right now, every single time. I'm sure they might not look pretty, but not cleaning the brass, really not going to be hurting anything. So I might just see how long we can go without doing any case prep, any trimming, any tumbling, and just straight up reloading it. These aren't going to be like falling into the mud, anything like that. They're going to go from the box to my gun, shoot them, come back out of the revolver, back to the bench, into the box. So they're not going to be, you know, dirty from falling into the gravel or the dirt. No need for tumbling, in my opinion. Okay, we're primed here. And on to the next one. If I don't ever need the Dillon between now and next time I do this, it'll be cool just to leave set up and not have to reset every time. Well, that one felt a little squishy. But I'll at least have to take the powder out because I'm not going to let it sit for an unknown amount of time, you know. And so based on our book data here with our charge weight that I picked, I should be moving a little faster than this Federal factory ammo here. They're saying that they were reaching 770 with their velocity with this 158 grain bullet. But the data I have for this 158 grain bullet is saying about 890. But I don't know if that data was with a 6 or 8 inch barrel and this data is with a 2 inch barrel or, you know, whatever. So alrighty, so we're just about done here, maybe 10 left or so. Like I said, this is just the first loading here. Oh, lost primer there. Just the first loading. We're going to be using different bullets and different brass. Sorry, same brass, different bullets, different powder each time. Or if this random load I picked today works out pretty well, we might try it again. Or we might tweak this load a bit. Be nice to find a good load for this bullet here in the 38 special. I don't think I've ever actually kind of dialed one in. I usually just pick a random middle charge and kind of go with it. There's not really a lot of development for pistol rounds as long as it functions and goes where you point it. And I don't have a ransom rest, so I can't really test the true accuracy of it because I'm the biggest variable at play here. Anyways, we're about to be done. Let me know if we should be prepping our brass between each firing or if we should leave it totally dirty. What would you guys do? I'm going with leave them dirty, don't ever prep or trim them, and we'll just see how far they can go. And as you can see, it doesn't take any time to get 50 loaded up here on the 550. Tomo. Why are we dropping primers? In my little catch tray here. Okay, he's working. I don't know. And one more here. Such a beautiful sound. And our last primer came out successfully. Boom, seated with ease. And last one for seating. Last crimp. Ooh, baby, done. Boom. Well, that didn't take too long. Let's go ahead and get these boxed up. And we'll be on our way out to the range to fire these bad boys. Okay folks, we're out here at the range. I've already shot a couple to get warmed up, and we're out here playing at about 10 to 15 yards, shooting at that little target on the left side there. So let's go ahead and run through these, and then we'll take a look when we're done. So we're 20 shots in, and I am not doing too hot today. I'll come up with some excuse later, but we've got 30 more rounds to shoot, so let's get at it. I had to have hit him, right? Well, we're just wrapping it up, and as you can see, dummy round ain't got no game today. And this was a totally random charge, so that could have something to do with it. Again, I said I'll make up more excuses as we go. But let's get back to the bench, we'll inspect our brass, and figure out what to do from there. Okay, so we're back from the range, and you can tell that was a total dumpster fire. Yeah, very nice. I think I counted 2 or 3 times, and I'm only coming up with 35 holes on the paper. Yeah, that's pretty embarrassing. I'm guessing the other 15 are somewhere over outside of that, obviously. I don't know. I ended up getting these like 5, my last 5 up here when I was holding about here at maybe 15 yards. So this load and me, we're not getting along at all. I can't tell really, are these keyholes? They look like some little smudgies here, but it's not on every single one of them. The paper has a little bit there with the sticker, but some of them just have a little bit bigger of an ass swipe than the others do. So I think we got a little bit of keyholing going on. And this is anywhere from 10 to 20 yards. I think for some of them I went up to maybe like 5, or it was pretty damn close to the target, but I still feel like it was all over the place. So it looks like we might have stabilization problems. And I don't know if we're moving too fast or too slow, because I picked right in the middle between where the starting charge is, and then there's the normal maximum load, and then they go even higher for the plus P load. I'm right there at the maximum for the normal load. So I think I'm just gonna back down all the way to the start charge. So we're gonna go nice and easy on this next round here. Maybe it's having a hard time jumping up into the forcing cone or something like that. I have no idea. But we're gonna just go ahead and start lower. We might switch powders after this. We might go all the way to the max end on the plus P side. But for the next one, we're gonna go lower. And unfortunately, I did not have the chronograph with me. I just had to run out there after work and try to mag dump my 5-shot wheel gun. Think about that one. So anyways, these are now twice fired, and I'm gonna go down to maybe 3.5 or 3.6 or whatever. I'm gonna have to look at the data again. So that's where we will pick up on episode 2, folks. Anyways, if you like this kind of content, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.